going through a once-in-a-lifetime event where we're dealing with COVID-19 pandemic. Every year we see multiple viruses come through, especially the flu, through October through March. And during that time, we see a lot of illness. And we've always known that any viral illness can be more devastating to people who have underlying medical conditions or chronic medical conditions like diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease. And so with any virus, there's usually an incubation period. So when you're exposed to the virus, you usually don't become symptomatic until your body incubates enough of a viral load for you to develop symptoms like fever, cough, runny nose, chest pain. With coronavirus, what you're seeing is that also people are losing their taste and smell. And then there are other people who have no symptoms at all, but they do have the virus, and they're shedding the virus, so that if you come in contact with that person, you have the potential to become infected, and either you develop symptoms or you don't. And so that's why with coronavirus, what we're noticing is that a lot of people are asymptomatic. That means they have no symptoms from the virus, but they are shedding it. So there's no way to identify who's positive and who's not positive. So that's why we and Marilyn will go over the preventive things that we're doing. So with coronavirus, there's a 14-day incubation period. So 14 days from when you're exposed to someone who has the virus, you can develop symptoms anywhere from within that 14-day period. That's why we're asking people to quarantine after they've been exposed to someone, so that we're trying to prevent the spread. This virus is unique is because we have no immunity to this virus at all. It's a novel virus, which means this is the first time that humans have ever had this virus. So all of us are susceptible to this virus. That means that we all can get it. And that's why we've seen the devastation that we've seen going through the country, and why people who are at risk are being hospitalized, and why we have so many deaths from this virus, because we have no protection. We have no immunity from this at all. And because it's a new virus, we don't know very much about this virus. Everything we know, we're learning as we go. So that's why things keep changing, recommendations keep changing, because we're learning as we go. This particular virus, as people have talked about, fever, cough, it tends to be more devastating for people over 60, people with chronic medical conditions. But that does not mean that people under 60 can't get this illness, and it doesn't mean that people under 60 can't have serious complications from this. And as I said, it keeps evolving. Our knowledge base keeps evolving. We now know kids can get this virus. In the beginning, we thought, kids were fine. Well, they may not be. So that's why we are taking this seriously. That's why we react when someone's positive. That's why we try to quarantine all known contacts, so that what we can do is extinguish the spread, or as everybody's using the term, flatten the curve. The big thing is prevention, because there's no cure for this. There's no treatment that works 100% of time, and there's no vaccine. So there's no vaccine for this virus. So by isolating contacts or quarantining contacts, isolating people with that virus, what we're trying to do is prevent the community spread. And we know masks work. At least it decreases the spread. We know if we quarantine people who are exposed, it decreases the spread. So that's what we're doing every day. Migo
Mi gufta hi anane